So with the college essay, I've included this, right, this folder called College Essay Resources on Google Classroom. I just want to go over a few things. So we've done the I carry. What I want to try is called the branch out writing, where you highlight, and I don't want to show someone's essay from here, but I will go into this sample essay. This is included in your resource folder. I just want to, this is the student's first step in her college essay. It's what you did in class or started to do with the I carry prompt. So you notice she repeats I carry, I carry. It's not like this is her college essay, right? So she has to identify the like pockets of things she's going to pull out and then write from again. So to generate more content. And I call that branch out writing because you're branching out perhaps into different directions. And honest to God, like the more you write, if you can sustain free writing, like for at least 5 minutes, if you can go 10 minutes, that's better because research shows that, right? I said your brain develops into different directions based on things you had no idea that you were going to write about. And that generates content, and you need content in order to pull from to sort of structure or develop or create your college essay. Now, let's say I said to her, you should do that. I said, okay, you should do this and you should write from this. So I might leave her a comment saying, do some branch out writing based on this thought or this sentence or this phrase. And don't necessarily repeat I carry, I carry, I carry when you do branch out writing, but just kind of let it free write. Again, 5 or 10 minutes, whatever comes to mind, because we don't know what's going to come up, right? So this is her first step. And then she did another 10-minute quick write in response to the I carry. And notice that this other one, she's not really repeating I carry because she now is in the mode and she can freestyle from where she was. And I told her to go in this direction and to like fill in the blank, like use an I'm from statement. And I learned never again to not and like have her fill in the blank. So I'll give her some prompts that will push her to write in a personal way. And I asked her what motivates her. I asked her, what did your table look like, right? Because she's saying, I didn't have time, I didn't have anything to eat. And then she titles it and she still has an I carry line, but she tells her the story of her past and where she came from, kind of gives the context to that, showing them her life in her past, and identifies an obstacle or challenge. There's like no money. She doesn't have money to eat. She had nothing to eat. Now in America, so she had no running water where she came from. Now in America, she does. It's different. So she shows her life in America. And then she talks about how that obstacle has affected her life of leaving one place of poverty to go to another in a new country. She has this I carry. She kept part of it, right? And from here, she's starting to just like, look, so I'm telling her, take all this out, keep some pieces of it, add in, she changed everything in purple. And then I gave her some like starters for her to fill in. I've asked some questions of her. Again, so now it's just, now she has content and she's removing things, she's deleting, she's moving things. It's very messy. And I leave her some questions. How do you feel? State this directly so people know. And then she keeps going. And I edit again, changing just a few things, deleting a few things. And she gets to a point where she is finished. That's one way to do it. Another way is to do an outline. And so I don't think like that, but I mean, the general outline of a college essay is this. And I'm going to give you If you click on track the structure, like sample college essay, it's called, the title and the folder, and then track the structure. Losing my voice, sorry. You want to have these things. This is your college essay. Really, if you were to do an outline, you got to begin with a way to hook the reader. The reader is really only reading it for 2 minutes. Like they're only spending 8 minutes, maybe 11 minutes on your entire application. That includes transcript, what Regina, what you and I were working, the list of activities, your letters of recommendation, and consider that there might be 3 counselor and 2 teachers, right? Any supporting or supplemental essays, which you have to take a look to see if your colleges on your list require supplement. Looking at, just briefly looking at your test scores and your GPA, and then your college essay. So they need to move quickly. You need a hook to hook people in. Hooks can be a quote, it can be a strong statement, it could be a shocking statement, it could, it's really dependent upon your own experience and what you write. Then, I'm sorry, this one, it needs to contain a clear challenge or obstacle. There can be a couple challenges in there, right? Hold on, I also want to do this here. Okay, I'm going to put this in. Okay. Obstacle, show your engagement with that obstacle, right? So she lived in another country. She didn't have dinner at a table. How did that make her feel? And what motivation did that give her? And then show your realization. What did you learn from that obstacle? How has it made you a stronger, better, more resilient person? I put here, show your quirky passions, your talents. If you know you're good at something, whatever that something is. I remember there was an essay where this person was talking about carving wood, and he liked to carve like wooden spoons in his free time, and he like was that was his thing. And it shows to someone that, okay, this person is focused, this person is passionate. There's other ones that describe dance and practicing dance and what that routine and that habit has created for that person. Because you want to show your character, right? I'm actually going to add that, show your character is really about obstacles. How do you respond to challenge? Okay. Make known your goals. So somehow you got to build in, okay, here is my obstacle. This is the character trait that I showed. I'm tenacious, I'm resilient, I'm honest, I value relation, whatever that comes out of that. And then you're building towards your future, your goals, now that you're a stronger, better, more, woke person, right? Show your tenacity, grit, and resilience. Show your diversity. I don't know how, that's up to you. Diversity can be with many different things. And ultimately they want to know, what? This person has this value, this personal value, this character, made up of this character, work ethic, grit, tenacity, resilience, perseverance, like any of those. And then this person is using the skills of blank and blank, and is stronger, better in order to do the thing they want to do. And they also want to know, like, what impact are you going to make for others, perhaps? And I can put that in here as well. What impact will you have on others or want to make on others? The difference in the world, right? Ultimately, what do you want to do in college that's going to give you the skills to make a difference? Okay. Question so far. That's kind of like if you were to do an outline, and not necessarily in that order, because there's really not an order to a college essay. Everything's off the table. It's on a 5-paragraph essay. There's no order, and it's only between 500 and 600 words long, right? You should end on a strong note. You don't want to end on your challenge or your obstacle. So your essay should take you to the point where you really felt the most tested and like the lowest, and then how you got out of it. It should also, I always say, make the reader cry, which from an admission standpoint, if you can make that reader feel emotion, that doesn't mean you have to tell like your darkest secret or moment in detail, but you can hint at things. There's one more thing. Oh, the final thing is we want to overwrite, meaning a lot of students are like concerned when they're at this stage, at the beginning stage, that they're writing too much and they only need 500 to 600 words. But that's where at the beginning you need to write a lot because you're gonna cut it down. It's easier to cut it from a lot of writing than it is to write more, right? With little writing. And then we don't have to read this now, but notice the beginning. This is a real essay. This is a short, impactful sentence. So it's one way to begin a college essay is like boom. And it's kind of shocking and it entices the reader. And then giving us a background, a short sentence here, 3-word sentence in the middle of long sentences. So you're building pacing, you're getting people interested, right? You're jarring their attention. All right. One thing I would say is I always look for I's, like the pronoun I. This one has a lot of I's. So maybe this person, that would be a feedback for this person. You don't want to begin every sentence the same way, but that's just, so I have this for you in the folder, right? But look, at the end, this person is able to say, this is what this has done for my future. Okay. I will turn off the video in a second. I want to make sure I want to tell people one more thing and then we can get into your personal writing. These are prompt for quick writes in the material folder. And again, this is just another way to build content, to generate content. These are really powerful. They do produce really powerful statements that you could pull from, or they produce powerful statements that you could do some more writing from. This is really interesting. These are 4 college essays that the New York Times published that relate to income and money, just to give you an idea. Another thing you're going to see is you're going to see like 6 questions on the college essay and the Common App, right? Like you could write about these things. I always tell students, write about anything and it will apply to those 6. So those 6, there's always one about talk about a challenge, right? What have you been through? And I suggest starting from there. This is a very helpful document, I would say, for your next steps. It's called College Essay General Planning. And this is really these are the 6 questions on the Common App, right? I think this one, number 2, is really kind of where I tell most students to start from. But if you want to start from another angle, great. But look how closely related they all are, right? So yes, you can pick one in the end, but most essays, stories that you tell of your life are going to contain that arc of the obstacle and then the realization and how you came out stronger. This is the YouTube video that I talked about, the I Carry writing. This is more of like a PowerPoint I put together that also includes how to build your college list. And I think that's it. All right, so now I'll get into your personal writing and end this video.